Listen, hope is not a strategy. Habits are. And so you got to put into practice consistently over time, long obedience in the same direction if you really want to change your life. And God can transform your heart, but your habits are really what transform your life. Again, consistent, regular, routine habits over time. The most successful people in the world are people who do and have this boring old same rhythms and routines. And so what we want to do is we want to give you 5 habits that I think can be transformative for your life. And we've put all 5 of these into practice ourselves. And this has made our lives really to just level up. I think you can have 3 different ways you can live your life, as I want to set the foundation for this. You can live your life sinking. You can live your life surviving, or you could live your life thriving. And what we want you to do is experience the John 10:10 life, the abundant life that God offers to us. It doesn't mean it's automatic or automated. He offers it to us, but what it requires is just like in the Old Testament, every promise requires possession of the promise. And the way we possess the promise of God, which is to live the abundant life, which is not just like I have a life full of resources and I'm rich. What it is I'm rich in the soul. So what good would it be to have the whole world yet forfeit your soul in this process? And so what I want to challenge some of you guys on is you got to reflect and evaluate your habits. And so we wrote out 5. This is not an exhaustive list. There's 1,000 different habits that are incredible, but I would say these are some keystone habits that'll be a game changer that produce incredible fruit over time. Matter of fact, a couple books I would highly recommend right off the bat. Atomic Habits was incredible. One of my favorites, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Unbelievable. And he basically uses this illustration called the magic penny. He goes, if I gave you this penny or I gave you $1 million, which one would you choose if the magic penny for 30 days or for a month basically doubled every time? And everybody's like, I'm taking $1 million. What you don't know is that this magic penny over time, boom, boom, boom. You know, by day 5, it's like $18. By day 20, it's like whatever it was, $500,000. By day 30, it ends up being around 10 million. Just because the consistency of this little penny doubles every time. And that's what he uses as the compound effect. Is over time, this little consistency and these little habits produce incredible, wonderful results. So I want to challenge you. What are some of the habits you need to, number 1, start? And what are the habits you need to stop? Here are 5 habits that we're going to encourage you as a follower of Jesus, as somebody that's curious about their faith, walking in their faith, but also they've got some personal growth and spiritual growth habits in here. This is what I want to challenge you to do. Number 1 is this. Go to church every week and make church a habit. Like, such a big deal. It's amazing to me, though, because so many people don't do this on a regular basis. So for us, like, I've been raised in church my whole life. I've always been a church kid. And it's, it's a hot item nowadays to just complain about the church and, I got church hurt and blah, blah, blah. Bro, we all been hurt by the church. You know why? You know
We're
why?
pastors and we've been hurt by the church.
You know why? It's because that's how humanity operates.
Yeah.
We all got some community problems. We're working through conflict. We're working through life. Make church a habit. Number 1. What would you say about that?
I would say people will be like, I'm not feeling well today. I think I need to stay home from church. I'm like, go to church to get healed, bro.
Facts.
Like, go. We'll pray for you. Like, people will put their hands on you to pray. I just find that the times where I don't want to go, like maybe I'm just too tired and I want to stay home, but I force myself to go, are the times that I need it most. Like, I genuinely feel refreshed when I go. And life is already hard as it is. Like, you need something that's going to replenish. And if you're going to a church and it doesn't replenish your soul, like, don't go there. I mean, just flat out look for another place, because you really should be like, you should be feeling refreshed when you're there. You should be feeling replenished when you're there. And you're also giving back while you're there. So it's a twofold. As you give, you also take. And I think it just helps to set your week off the best way when you commit to 100%.
It. Me and Bennett, who does all the production here. Shout out Bennett. We always tell people, yo, listen, church is a cheat code. Like, I don't know how people do it without a church. Like, I genuinely don't. Like, it's such a mind-blowing concept for people who don't go to church on a regular basis. Let's take the spiritual out of it. Just talk about the relational for a second. My sons, Ezra and Zion, have like 19 chichillas.
And if you don't know what chichillas are, it's aunties.
They're so, for all the white people, they're so ridiculously loved. It's not even funny. Like, my boys will not struggle with insecurity. You know why? They have no reason to. Is everybody loves them. They have people praying for them all the time. They have people giving them food all the time. They have people hugging them and snuggling with them all the time. That's just my boys. Then like I have access. This is what's crazy. Like any problem I experience and face, I have a contact for that. Like if I need a plumber, I got a plumber. If I need a politician, I got a politician. If I need a personal growth coach, I got a coach. If I need a physical trainer, I got a physical trainer. If I need a media guy, I got a media guy. Why? Because I'm integrated in the community, in the church life. And you have access to so many different types of professions and people. But then also, it's one of the only places on the planet where a healthy church is not a country club, to where like it's one of the only places where you could have a black person over here, a white person over here, a rich person over here, a poor person over here, a famous person over here, and somebody that has never, been out in the spotlight before, a homeless kid over here. You got all these different types of people, and you got this eclectic audience. And I love that my boys are being raised in like a diverse community where you have multiple ethnicities, you have multiple generations, you have multiple socioeconomic statuses, you have all these different aspects to it. Church is such a game changer relationally. Then of course you got to be in environments of faith. And I'm sad for the people who struggle with such anxiousness or imposter syndrome, feelings of inadequacy, insufficiency. And I think a major solve, not the only solve, but a major solve is get into atmospheres of faith, because where the Spirit of the Lord is, there's freedom. And so no wonder so many people are so anxious all the time, is because the only thing you're in is the world, and it's just bombarding you and it is eroding your soul. I could talk about this for days. Like there are statistics that would prove that people go to church on a regular basis are statistically more happy, healthier, and they have longer life as a result of it. So I want to challenge you. Oftentimes, you are in the most danger when you have no desire to be in an atmosphere of faith or around the church community. And again, I'll just say, because I can hear the objections. Everybody has experienced, most everybody has experienced some kind of church hurt or bad leadership. I just say this lovingly. Be an adult. Handle trauma, handle pain, address your wounds like a man or a woman. You have to deal with it. Some environments you need to get out of, but don't just give up on the house of God because somebody hurt you in the process. By the way, somebody hurt you in your family, you didn't give up on that. Somebody hurt you in relationships, and a lot of people, you still stick with it in your life. And so dealing and navigating with conflict is a part of life. It's a life skill. Learning conflict resolution, learning boundary management, learning how to detach and separate, learning discernment by not engaging in stuff like that because you're just like, I don't want to go to church anymore. It's ridiculous. And you're going to miss out on huge life skills and character formation if you're by yourself. And I'm going to finish with this and I'll move on to number 2. I heard this quote recently, it was fire. You know what you call a believer? This is good. You know what you call a believer who doesn't have a church community? Vulnerable. You are isolated, you are vulnerable, and you are prone to the enemy's attack, and he will pounce on you and take advantage of you. Why? Because in the story of the 99 and the 1, what happens is the one that is isolated. Thank God the good shepherd goes after the one, but you know who else does? So does the enemy. And a believer that does not have a church home is vulnerable. Okay. Number 1, make church a habit. Number 2, prioritize God, growth, and goals every day. This is what I would call my victory hour. I have this in my calendar. Every morning for about an hour 15, it's my victory hour where I prioritize God first. For me, it's about God for 30, 40 minutes. Sometimes it's longer. Honestly, sometimes it's shorter. God, growth. So where I'm reading, I'm learning, I'm listening to a course or a class I bought online or something like that. And then I try to review my goals every day, where I'm planning and prioritizing the next week, the next month. That's what I call my victory hour. Matter of fact, I've even put you on not only some kind of a regimen and a routine like that, but you have a coach, you have courses you're in. Speak to that a little bit. Prioritize God, growth, and goals every day.
I think, so this is more so for like moms. I think it can be a really big challenge to carve out, especially when you have little ones, to carve out time every single day to be able to tackle some of those things and have the flexibility for it. I would just say maybe pick one thing that you could do on a daily basis, and maybe it's a rotation. Like maybe one day you're focusing on your personal growth. The next day you're focusing on your spiritual growth. The next day you're focusing on your emotional health. Whatever it is, I would say, like, for the young moms specifically, I just want to encourage you that sometimes it can feel overwhelming when you're listening to someone who is sharing their, I do X, Y, and Z, and I have this checklist and I'm able to accomplish all these things every single day. You could feel pretty discouraged watching that and then be like, wow, I'm a failure because I'm not doing any of that. But if you just take time, it could be the shortest amount of time, but just a little bit of time to just focus on one thing that's for you, for your growth, for your benefit, you will see, you will still see a compound effect through that consistency. It's just a matter of applying it on a daily basis, no matter how small it is. But I would say just do what you can in the season of life that you're in. And I know that as time changes and circumstances change and your kids get older and they don't need you as much, you have more flexibility and bandwidth to be able to invest in yourself more.
Yep. So invest in God growth goals every day. I'd highly suggest invest in 5 areas of your life. I've been using this for years and it's served me really well. Your spiritual intelligence, so your spiritual life, your emotional intelligence, obviously the soul, your leadership intelligence, your relational intelligence, and financial intelligence. So oftentimes one of us or all of us have a bent in an area, but you need to really invest in all of those areas because all those areas are important in life. The most important area is your spiritual life, though. So it's not the only important thing, but it is the most important thing. Invest in God growth goals every day. Number 3, invest in priority relationships. Baked in that is the operative word, priority, meaning everybody has value, but not everybody has equal value to you. And the faster you learn a principle like that, the better your life will go. Because unfortunately, typically it's the people that mean the most to us that get the least from us. And may not be said of you, where your family or your siblings or your spouse, they get essentially the leftovers of your energy every day. And I would hope that you would say, I do a pretty good job at this, to where, yes, I have work and yes, I have priority and I have a job and a mission to accomplish and a career I have. But I also prioritize the most important relationships in my life, my wife, my kids, my family, but then also friends. So invest in priority relationships. Anything you say on that?
Yeah, I think be comfortable with saying no, adding that to your vocabulary. Like, I would love to say yes to every invitation that I receive, because I genuinely love, like, everybody who's in my life, near or far. But I can't say yes to everything. I don't have the bandwidth for it.
You got to learn who to disappoint, because you're going to disappoint some people.
For sure. And that's where the priority relationships really kick in, is like really prioritizing, or figure out who deserves most of your time, who deserves the time that you do have to give. And if you're able to say yes to someone's invitation or wanting to spend time with you or whatever it may be, then, you have the time for it, go for it. But if you don't feel bad saying no, because you're doing what you have to do for your family and for yourself.
That's right. Number 4, work hard and play hard. Play hard. So here's what we've done for us. And I just feel like we have such a good rhythm and routine. And I say this out of encouragement for you guys. Learn how to not just endure life, but enjoy life. And so what I would do is I would suggest investing not in stuff. I would invest in experiences. And so my wife and I do vacations, but we also have getaways. Vacations are more elongated, more elaborate trips. We just got back from Portugal. We went out to overseas in my first experience in Europe. It was awesome. It was wonderful. In a week and a half, we're going away to a cruise, and we're going to Bermuda, which is going to be fire. But all throughout the year, we have these little peppered getaways that we do, which are just so good for the soul. I don't know about you, but I can just certainly speak for me. For me, like, when I get out of the zip code, I just feel like I can rest. The nature of my work and the nature of my job is I'm kind of always on. Like, I can't go to the gym without somebody stopping me every time. Pastor Devon, I loved your message, or can you pray for me, or here's something I'm struggling with. Like, I'm not kidding. Everywhere I go, it always happens. I can go to different states and people still see me. And sometimes it's just so hard for me to rest. So one of the things we intentionally do is we play hard. And so I just don't think we hear that often nowadays. Is there's such hustle and grind culture, but kingdom is ebbs and flows. It's unforced rhythms of grace. And so learning how to play well is a huge key factor.
Yeah, I think people have to learn how to retrain their brain, because typically in our society, when we hear people wanting to use their PTO, you feel like you're guilty or there's something wrong with asking for time off because you've earned it, you've worked for it. Or like if someone is utilizing their PTO and they're going off to do something, sometimes people will look at that and being like, what, do these people ever work? It's like, no, we do. We work really hard, but we also like to enjoy life, and life is not all about work. We're not living to work. We want to live our life too. We work so that we can actually enjoy life.
Absolutely.
So I think it's also being fighting the culture of feeling guilty or
hustle and grind.
Yeah, shaming people into wanting to actually enjoy taking time off.
100%. Let's share a couple of things that we've done. We went to Sedona, Arizona last year.
Yeah, those are
ATV
big.
and
I would say those are big. Those are more like vacations. When we talk about getaways, we usually do maybe we'll do a weekend in Maine, some place where you could just drive to. That makes it manageable. Or we'll go to New Hampshire. I mean, we live in the Northeast, so pretty much any of the northeastern states we'll just drive to, or it's just going down to the
Jersey,
Cape, or anywhere that's
what was that mall we went to for the kids? American Dream Mall. Yes, just fun stuff like that. We always are collecting ideas on Instagram, TikTok. What I'll do is I'll save a video, I'll file it away in a save file, or I'll send something in that. I'll send it to my assistant, and I'll be like, "Yo, I want to plan something like this," and then we just we're always planning.
Yeah, sometimes those getaways will be just the two of us, and then other times those getaways will be
sometimes
us with
friends,
the kids.
sometimes with our kids. We're planning. We were just talking about this. I'm always collecting these ideas. And then possibly in December, we might go to Charleston, South Carolina again, because we just see stuff. So I would just always recommend putting this in your calendar. It's good for the soul. Enjoy your life. Go on experiences. Okay, so number 1, make church a habit. 2, prioritize God growth goals every day. Every day. Number 3, invest in priority relationships. Number 4, work hard and play hard. Number 5, find and follow mentors. 2 words, find them. And then follow their advice.
Pursue them.
Yes.
Don't just wait for someone to drop a mentor at your doorstep, or for someone to show up and be like, hey, you look like a cool kid. Let me mentor you. No, you have to be the one you have to inconvenience yourself to pursue someone that you look up to, that you want to be like,
That's right.
that you aspire to be more like.
Mentors help you go further, faster. Their past will become your future. And so what I would suggest for all you guys, find mentors. But there's no such thing as a perfect mentor. There was one perfect mentor. His name was Jesus. Everybody else has their flaws. But there are people that have mastery in a subject. And that's somebody you should say, can you mentor me in fill in the blank subject? So if you came to me for biology, I'm going to give you the worst advice on the planet. You know why? Because I didn't study that. I don't have a mastery on that. If you're going to ask me about what's another real estate, I'm not in that. That's not my world. And so you got to be wise with who you're listening to. And just because somebody offers advice doesn't mean you need to listen to their advice. Find somebody that has a mastery in a subject. So find mentors, but then follow their advice. I say this all the time. It's funny. My dad's literally walking up right now. One of the things,
follow people who follow people.
Follow people who follow people. Hopefully you guys heard that. Follow people who follow people. At the same time, that basically means that they have mentors. They're under submission, and you should be under submission. But it is so arrogant to think that you have all the answers. You cannot teach somebody something that thinks they know everything.
Yep.
Find mentors. Follow their advice. And the next time you meet with them, and hopefully you do, the first thing you should say is, here's what you told me last time. Here's what I put into practice. Can I ask more questions? Those are 5 habits that will change your life if you put them into practice. So listen, don't just take notes. I need you to take action.